What's good, everybody? I welcome you back again to a brand new podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 cents. Tonight, I want to share with you why Valentine's Day is meaningless and why it is so much more meaningless than it's ever been before. I know what I said when it came down to me no longer speaking about relationships. But it's necessary for me to add on just a few more of my 2 cents when it comes down to relationships from what I see through the lens of yours truly, Yosef X. So sit back, unwind, and relax, and let's do what we always do, and that's sit down and reason together. We'll be back in a few moments. All right, folks, we are back. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you again for your viewership and making Yosef's 2 cents a part of your Sunday evening routine. We're multi-streaming from Brooklyn, New York on Facebook and YouTube. And I want to send special shout outs to our new subscribers. On the YouTube side, we are hitting 300 subscribers. So I want to thank all of you, the new subscribers, and we will eventually be able to have our channel monetized. So whenever you want to chime in, you'll also be able to donate as well. So we're getting to that point as well. And I want to thank all of you for your viewership and your followership. It means a great deal. Sister Giselle in the house, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Got Brother Barron on the Facebook side. Good evening to you as well. Thanks for joining the fray. Nadia, what's good? Thanks for joining the fray as well. Appreciate you. Good evening to you too, my love. Thanks for joining the fray. Appreciate you. We got Brother Sam in the house. What's good? He asked rather, what love got to do with it? Did Marvin Gaye really say that? Did he really raise that question? I don't know if he did or not, but we are certainly going to get into it. We will certainly about to get into it in just a few seconds. Let's see who else we got. I'm doing much better, Brother Barron. I appreciate your asking me. I do appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, I thought that was Tina Turner and not Marvin Gaye. Somebody getting the artist mixed up. But yeah, it is quite awesome. We're almost at 300 subscribers, and we're almost to the point where we can be monetized as well. So we are making steps in the right direction. And again, I want to thank all of you for your followership and your viewership as well. It certainly means a great deal. It really does. It really means a great deal. All right. This time, I'm going to make sure that this will actually be the very last time, at least for a long time, that I use as my thesis a subject on relationships, because I might as well be honest with you. Relationships in this contemporary climate is gone to pot. And it's not just because of toxic females. It is also because of dirty Macs and kleptogamists, also known as simps, who pander to females that they are sexually attracted to in hopes that the woman that they are sexually attracted to will sleep with them. That is really what a simp is. And that's the colloquial terminology, is simp, but the actual terminology is kleptogamous. So here's the reason why Valentine's Day is absolutely meaningless, and is more meaningless now than it's ever been before. Here's the deal. First and foremost, Valentine's Day is absolutely pagan. It's a pagan holiday. I don't remember exactly the name of the god that, but it has something to do with fertility. The goddess of fertility. It's a sexual goddess, and it's also pagan because, if you're a believer in Almighty God, if you are a believer and if you are a student of the Bible or the Quran, both of these books of sacred literature will teach you that you should not ever follow the traditions of men, because the traditions of men has pagan origins. That's the first thing. And then the next thing is, why would you want to set aside, just one day, right? Just one day to set aside love and romance and all that other jazz. Because the way I got to figure, if you really are with somebody that you love and respect, every day should be quote unquote Valentine's Day. So the reality is, if you have to set aside a day to show love and appreciation to your husband or your wife or your fiance or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you really don't love them at all. They're just a placeholder in your life. Or if they are not a placeholder in your life, you, ma'am or sir, are the placeholder in theirs until they find somebody else that they can leech off of. Period. And then on top of that, also, when it comes down to sales for this past Valentine's Day, let's face it, it was at its all-time lowest. Normally, you would see long lines, and people having boxes full of candy, chocolate-covered cherries, and pink roses, and red roses, all kinds of roses, these huge bouquet of roses. I'm not seeing that. Now, I didn't see that this past Valentine's Day. I mean, I saw a few, but it wasn't like the days of old. It wasn't like that in terms of, the way it was, during yesteryear. And see, these are a lot of painful truths. The reality is nobody wants to address. And see, for these podcasters that's always blaming chicks. Now, don't get me wrong. Toxic chicks, toxic females certainly are a large reason as to why things between man and woman is at its worst. But it's not just the woman alone. Because like I said, you have a lot of dirty a lot of dirty Macs. And speaking of dirty Macs, Usher Raymond is going to run into the wrong man's wife one day. And somebody's going to knock Usher on his ass. Somebody's going to wind up knocking him on his ass. And then on top of that, I found out a few days ago, this dude just got married. So in addition to him being a dirty Mac, this dude is already disrespecting his new marriage. And I see some of y'all. Y'all laughing about what Usher did. Y'all saying it's all right and you don't make a big deal out of it. You all are some of the same damn goofs that's probably placeholders in your marriages and relationships. And if you're not placeholders in your marriages and relationships, you probably are swingers. I mean, let's face it. You got swingers out here. You got a lot of marriages that's wide open. Like it's one great big orgy in this world. I mean, the amount of this lackadaisical attitude about this dude disrespecting, relationships and disrespecting his own. I mean, come on. And then, let's face it, more and more men are changing the rules of engagement when it comes down to engaging with you females, you women, you chicks. Men are not putting you on a pedestal anymore. Men are not putting you on pedestals anymore. They are not worshiping the ground you walk on. And the very same things that you females used to do to men, the men are now starting to do with you, but they are becoming more effective. Let's face it. You're scared to death. You're desperate. It's the truth. Let me get to your observations right quick. Lady Marla says, Demeter, the goddess of harvest. Oh, okay. I like I said, I didn't remember exactly who was this goddess of fertility when it came down to Valentine's Day, or is it the goddess of fertility when it comes down to these Easter eggs or something? It's something along those lines. But I do appreciate the information, and it all goes back to what I made the observation that it's pagan. If you are a follower of Almighty God, if you are a student of the Bible, if you're a student of the Quran, right? Those books teaches you not to go along with the traditions of men. And what are those holidays? What are these holidays? Traditions of men. Zola Coma, is that who that is in terms of the god of Valentine's Day? I'll have to do more research. Nadi says not as much. No, not at all. Sales is at its all-time low for Valentine's Day. It was. It's the truth. Men are not putting as much effort in getting things for women. And it's the toxic females as well as these dirty Macs that have taught the honorable man to look at them really not necessarily with hatred so much as it is more so with indifference. And again, these are realities that we shy away from. We shy away from it. We shun it. We eschew it the way Job in the Bible eschewed evil. Men are saying to hell with this. Enough's enough. You're getting more out of me than I am out of the relationship. That's not going to work. I'm done. And if a man is not going to greener pastures, right? If he's not going to greener pastures, then he's focusing on himself. He's found a new purpose in life. And for those that are still looking for romance, a man is like this. Listen, a woman is going to be, a priority in my life, but not top priority. More or less, a woman is going to be a priority of mine, but she's no longer going to be my purpose. And that's the kind of time that a lot of men today are on. Last year, over 430,000 evictions took place among Black women. 430,000, nearly 500,000 evictions took place. You know what that tells me? I'll tell you exactly what it tells me. Men are waking up to the nature of these women. And as toxic as feminism really is open the eyes to the nature of how toxic females really are. You have got to be toxic and insane as all outdoors for you to claim victimhood, knowing good and hell well you were not sexually assaulted or violated. And it also tells me, with this 500,000 of evictions last year among Black women, men ain't paying your rent no more. Men have stopped paying your rent. They stopped paying your bills. And if you don't have a strong job, right? If you don't have something that's substantial and strong, then you're going to be reduced to selling your cat. Your meow mix, as my homeboy Juan Rich says. Shout out to my boy Juan. And shout out to the angry man for pointing out that men ain't paying your rent no more. Period. Not happening. Period. Let me get to your observations right quick. Brother Sam continues, women are not trustworthy with holding someone's feelings. No, they're not. They have proven, the majority of them, I should say, have proven to be that they are untrustworthy. They have proven to be not wife material at all. Hell, they're not even good friends to themselves or each other because they are always in competition with each other. More and more men are starting to wake up, and there has been an increase amongst kleptogamists who are no longer going to be in the position of being a kleptogamist because they're tired of pandering. They're tired of putting in the effort and the labor, and they're not getting the reward that they want. So it's refreshing to see that more and more men are waking up. Good for them. It's about damn time. All right, let me stop cursing. Everybody wants to be politically correct and all this nonsense, but what else? Lady Marla concurs. Giselle says Usher's ex Chili's name even came up after his vows. There's a reason for that. If there is one thing that I've learned about female nature is this. Females never do anything without a reason. They're tacticians. They always have a purpose. And the reason why her name even came up is because Usher is doing better than she is. There's a part of this woman that is bitter. There is a part of this woman that is absolutely bitter about Usher Raymond not being with her. She can't stand the fact that he's doing so much better without. And see, here's the thing. When a relationship is dismissed or when it's dissolved, right? Women hate the fact that a man does so much better without her. A woman is so trifling and heartless and amoral. She would love for the fact that the man that she broke up with or he broke up with her is not doing so much better without her. Usher just got through performing a halftime show at the last Super Bowl. He just concluded a Las Vegas residency. So the man is still making money. And as Brother Barron pointed out, with his spot on observation, and he's married to a woman outside of his nationality. And that is one of the major things that really burns a black woman's ass. It burns her up to see a man that she used to date with another woman outside of his nationality. But yet, when she goes outside of her nationality, it's all right. It's all right for her to go outside of her nationality. But when a man does it, you chicks want to raise $1 billion worth of hell. And that's oxymoronic because you're the reason why he's in the arms and in the legs of a woman outside of his nationality. You pushed him to it. But I have to also bear in mind, accountability is like your kryptonite. Period. Now, and so to piggyback off of Giselle's observations, Usher's ex, Chili from TLC, her name coming up after his vows. Anything that this woman can do, she's in another relationship. She's in a totally different relationship. To the man that she's with, sir, you're a placeholder, bro. You're a placeholder. That woman really don't give a damn about you, man. She really doesn't. She could care less about you. She really could. She's using you because you're a placeholder. You are. You are a placeholder. You're a whole placeholder, sir. Now, if she was really happy, if she was really content, if she was really at peace, she would hear Usher's name and wouldn't give that man a second thought because she would be too focused on her own relationship. She would be too focused on trying to keep the man that she's romantically linked to, keeping him happy, which is another reason why Valentine's Day is absolutely meaningless. Men realize that they've just been placeholders in the lives of these women. You're a trophy case. You're a trophy. You're a trophy husband or a boyfriend. Just like some of you chicks are trophy wives. You're just there for show. There's no love there. There's no attraction there. You're just there for show. A lot of marriages, a lot of engagements, and a lot of relationships, they are really situationships. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. Period. Point blank. And you have more placeholders than you do anything else. Point blank, period. It's the truth. Like it or not. And see, here's the reason why people are placeholders in these situationships. A man and a woman knows how to get into a relationship, but they don't know how to get out of it. And one of the reasons why they don't know how to get out of a relationship is because you don't know how to take rejection well. You can't accept rejection. You can't comprehend and understand that no is an answer also. That's the truth. You can't take no for an answer. And a lot of you, men and women, you force yourselves into you force yourselves onto the person that's trying to get the hell away from your soggy behinds. Period. Which again tells me that if you don't know how to take no for an answer, you are dealing with a lot of deep-seated mental and emotional issues that has been undiagnosed. And you need psychological help and counseling. And a lot of you are in denial about it. Oh, yeah. A lot of you are in denial about your mental health. A lot of you females, you suffer from the spoiled princess complex, I call it, or the princess complex. And a lot of you men, you're no better than a lot of these chicks. You're no better than the chicks at all. You are no better than these chicks at all. You want to know how I can tell just about that you are really no better than the women? Because anytime you go after a man who has options, that does not have the same dating woes and dating options that you have, you go after them. And you go after them because your jealousy is really confused admiration. And once again, these stupid and soggy, brain dead podcasters, they're making a fortune off of your gullibility. And a lot of these podcasters have not lived the life that they claim they live. You know why? And if they are living the lifestyle that they claim that they live, they're just getting started with it because they lived a very sheltered life. They come from a two-parent home, a picket fence. The grass is always cut, a white picket fence. You come from the suburbs. You don't come from the hood. And on top of that, you don't know what it's like to be on both sides of the track. You don't know what it's like to live as a peasant because the majority of you only know what it's like to live like a prince. Let's face it. That's how it is. And that's something else that we don't discuss. We don't talk about. I know I sound harsh tonight, but honestly, I really don't mean you any harm. I only want you to realize how things really are and just how weaponized this society really is. And all of this coincides to tonight's thesis: why Valentine's Day is absolutely meaningless. Toxic females, weak, spineless, gutless simps, they killed it. They killed chivalry. They killed it. And if it's not completely dead, it certainly is on life support. Point blank, period. And see, let me also address this issue when it comes down to this AI created meme about an old man that has his beard snow white looking all pitiful and sad and got a dog. The truth is, more men are accustomed to being alone than you females are. And I guarantee you, whoever made this AI meme of an old man looking all sad and pathetic with a dog was a soggy, bitter ass chick. I guarantee it. It's the truth. Understand something, ladies, whether you're in relationships, marriages, or not. Here's the deal. The deal is there is a new breed of man, not males, men. There is a new breed of men. And whether you're in marriages, you're engaged to be married, or you're just in the, your boyfriend or girlfriend, you may be dealing with a man that is not afraid to walk away from you. You also may be walking away from a man, or rather, you may have a man that understands your nature, that also knows for a fact there's a possibility of you walking away from him. Guess what? If he walks away from you or you walk away from him, guess what? He's still going to be a man. Here's something else, too. A lot of you females are starting to discover what we as men have always had to endure: the rejection, the hurt, the pain, the backsets and the setbacks, being taken for granted. I will also say this because nobody else is going to tell you. Here's the deal. The deal is also this. In all truth and in all sincerity, if you have had arguments, not disagreements, but I'm talking about arguments in the past where you have thrown back everything that man told you in confidence, you threw it back in his face. Do you really think he's forgotten that? Hell no, he has not forgotten. He may have forgiven you for it, but he will not ever forget. And that's the reason why he don't open up to you anymore. He refuses to open up to you. And you're asking the question, is there a possibility of him walking away from you? There's always that possibility. And if anything, the possibility of him walking away from you just increased because of that argument and you hitting that man low blow. You giving that man a low blow with your words. That's why I say again, a man is not afraid to walk away from a woman. Whether you walk away from him or he walks away from you, he ain't afraid. Oh no, he's not afraid at all. Not at all. I don't give a crap how beautiful you are. I don't care how easy on the eyes you are. Because I guarantee you, as beautiful as you are, there is a man somewhere in this world that is sick and tired of your bullish. He's sick of the relationship and he's sick of you. And you're too blind and you're too stupid to even realize it. That's really what the deal is. And again, Nobody's going to tell you any of this. Valentine's Day to most men today is just another day. It's just another day. Here's some more information that people aren't going to tell you. Let's say you thought about the argument that you and your man had. You know for a fact that whatever you said to him, you were damn wrong for it. You were dead wrong for it. But you have never apologized. And if you did apologize, you minimized the huge blow to his emotions. You reduced the total lack of disrespect to it being tacky. Your words, tacky. No, you shameless ass broad. You were just flat out disrespectful. And the man does not look at you the same way as he did before. Real men moves in silence. Real men does not announce what the ham fact they're going to do. He's treating you accordingly. You force that man to change the rules of engagement when it comes down to you, and you don't even realize it. And for you dirty Macs and you soggy ass simps, let me tell you idiots something. The reason why that a lot of you dirty Macs are not in full-fledged committed relationships is because your soggy asses are afraid that the woman that you're with is going to do the same thing to you that you've done to other men and other women to break up and sabotage their relationships. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the truth. And you realize that you have done so much wrong. You have done so much dirt that you are afraid and you're so frightened of what they call karma paying your ass a visit. Listen, I apologize for my language tonight, but at least I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to be. This is PG rate, compared to the way I used to be. And again, I really don't mean no harm, but what's the point of hiding the truth if we ain't gonna really talk about it and address it the way it needs to be addressed? Giselle, I'm glad you said something. She said females take on the position from their mom, i.e., their behavior is genetic. It's the truth. It's the truth. And chances are, when they take their position from their mom, their mother is toxic, extremely toxic. That's right, brother Baron. Just going to work on that day. It's just another day. It's just another work day to make money. Yes, it is. Jealousy is one of the sins of the Bible. Yes, it is. See? Let me ask you all a question and be honest. And don't just, tell me something that I want to hear. I want you to be honest with me. I'm a big boy. I'll be 41 years old in August. When I am not on the air, right? And from time to time, you listen to other podcasters. Do they say, or do they even come close to saying the same exact things that I tell you? Do they say anything remotely close to what I'm talking about? Or do they even come close? And if they don't come close, that means they go along with the narrative of the mainstream media. And the mainstream media will always tell the masses to do and to take this approach. Good Lord, that's even worse. I'm going to get to Lady Marla's observation in a second. They go along with the mainstream media. And the mainstream media will tell you to do and take this approach, and you'll get this result. And when you follow the advice of the mainstream media to take the advice and you don't get the result that they said you would, it's complete opposite. Then it frustrates you. Guess what? You've been had. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been had. That's what happened. And also, of course, of course, also, of course, when you have liberal platforms and then they run into somebody with a conservative lens, then they get all in their feelings. J. Cole, what's good, bro? Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you. It has been a while. I hope everything is well with you. Deacon Brother Barron said, not at all. See? Now let me get to, wow. Let me get to this observation by Lady Moss. She says, it's like they're reading a script. You know why that makes it worse, doll? You want to know why that makes it all the more that's worse? I tell you why. The reason why that makes it all the more worse. See, it's already bad enough that they're playing on the ignorance and the gullibility and stupidity of the masses. But when they're reading it's like they're reading a script. It's not organic. When people read a script, they're not being their authentic selves. They're not being their genuine selves. They're not being organic. They're just regurgitating and recycling the beliefs of somebody else. And chances are, the one who originated that ideology, they really don't believe it themselves. They just said it to prey on the gullibility of the masses, especially when it comes down to relationships, marriages, etc. Yeah, brother Sam, that's all they're doing. They're speaking for money. The stupidity of the masses of people is a crooked SOB's heaven. I'll say that again. The stupidity and the ignorance of the masses is a crooked SOB's heaven. Giselle says they're very uneducated, I believe she was trying to say, and are not focused on the followers. Here's the thing. A lot of these so-called podcasters, they went to institutions of higher learning. They are well lettered when it comes down to the books, i.e., they're educated fools. And because they are educated fools, hence the reason as to why, right? Hence the reason as to why they themselves are uninformed. And a lot of times when people are uninformed, they are miseducated, misled, misguided. See? Oh boy. Let me let me observe brother J. Cole's observation. Man, you just opened the floodgates. You just opened the floodgates, man. A whole flood of thoughts just came rushing into my head. He says Valentine's Day is a joke. Some lady on her Facebook said celebrating Valentine's Day with your wife is on the same level as providing and protecting. I also have to say this also. The stupidity of these people is also comical. Their stupidity, it used to really irritate me. It did. I'm not gonna lie to you. It used to really irritate the daylights out of me. It did. But now I'm learning to just simply laugh at them because their stupidity is really comical. It's hilarious and pathetic simultaneously. J. Cole continues. The panda bear shamed men for not spending as much money on Valentine's Day this year. Men are waking up. Before you came on, I had made mention that the sales on Valentine's Day is at its lowest. It's comical. The stupidity of people is just comical at this point. J. Cole continues. When I told her it's a pagan holiday, she got extremely upset. Listen, you keep, man, let me collect my thoughts right quick. Because, bro, you just opened up a flood of thoughts just came rushing through my head. Let's connect the dots, shall we? Now, Whatever whatever female said that celebrating Valentine's Day with your wife is on the same level as providing and protecting. I don't know where in the world she got that logic from, but here's the deal. Valentine's Day has become even more meaningless because you even have lonely, bitter, unattractive females with these imaginary boyfriends, and they are actually buying themselves roses and candy. And they're saying that their boyfriends got it for them. Where's the boyfriend? Did the stuffed animal get you? Did this imaginary boyfriend get you the candy and all this kind of stuff? Or did your dildos, which is your real boyfriends, did they get that for you? Here's more. Or as the late great Billy Mays used to say, but wait, there's more. You have 50-year-old women on social media, whole grandmothers, right? Whole grandmothers wearing these scantily clad clothing with tattoos of butterflies, but they've gotten so big and they've gained so much weight that butterfly is now an eagle. I, I I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the point I'm really trying to convey is when you reach a certain age in your life, I can see you doing that in your teens, your 20s, possibly even in your 30s. But damn it, when you hit your 40s and your 50s, there's just certain things there's just certain ways and certain behaviors you got to dismiss. You got to retire from. It's the truth. Point blank, period. And in addition to that, these are the same kinds of females that are single. And if you're not single, guess what? You're a sex toy. You're a walking, talking, breathing, living sex toy. You're good enough to smash. You're good enough to get your cheeks clapped, but you're not good enough to ever become Mrs. So and so. And again, I'm saying things that nobody else has the courage to say. It's quite disturbing, ain't it? Of course it is. But that is the reality. That is the truth of the matter. That is the reality of how things are. Point blank, period. And oh man, Check this out. Brother Barron says, letter was written to the employees regarding personal deliveries at the workplace, and many was turned around at the entrance. You can't make this up. You can't. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't. You can't make this up. And see, when women ask the question as to where are all the good men at? Why am I still single? Why can't I find a good man? Here's the deal. You already know the answers to these questions, ma'am. You're just asking these questions because, number one, you want attention. And number two, you expect for the answer to that same question to change. So when you ask a question that has been raised time after time, over and over and over again, and you already know the answers to, you want attention and you expect for those answers to the same question to change. And it's not going to happen. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I'll say again, you're not going to get the answer to your questions to change, miss. It's not going to happen. You know why it's not going to happen? Because the majority of honorable men have checked the hell out. If they have not gotten their passports, they are focusing on other purposes in their life. And you are not a priority, not anymore. And on top of that, when the Most High did give you a good man, you took him for granted. The very same man that was supposed to be your husband, you wound up breaking his heart. And it's horrible when the Most High send you somebody that was supposed to be with you for the rest of your life. You wound up hurting them. And you broads want to know why. Why are men so monster? Why are men so mean and cruel? Look in the damn mirror. Because you toxic females, you made all of these Frankensteins running around here. An honorable man that was a good man once upon a time is now heartless because the deeper his love was for that woman, the deeper the hurt. And that's why he became cold and heartless and indifferent. Oh, no, they're not. No, 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 no. Good men are no longer in the friend zone, my friend. Oh, no. It's women that's now in the friend zone. Because the very same things that women were doing to men, men are now starting to do to the women. So it's the women that's in the friend zone now, not the men. Not the men. No, 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 no. It is now the men that's putting women in the friend zone. That's right. It is now the men putting women in the friend zone. Poor brother Baron, he says factual. I tell my cousin this every time she calls me. She's not listening to you, sir. Because if she was listening, you would not be playing the role of a tape recorder and having to explain yourself over and over and over again. It's sad. And like I said, if a woman is not in competition with another woman, a woman is in competition with another man. Talking about men hit the wall too. God's sake. Ma'am, we as men, we don't have biological clocks. We get better with age. We get better with age. Do you know when you reach your sexual peak is in your 20s? That's the best time for you to get any man you want. Your social market value and your sexual market value is at its peak during your 20s. For a man, it's when he gets older. Now, you all can laugh all you want, but we're not the ones on borrowed time. Or put it like this, we're on borrowed time, yeah, but time is more so on our side than it is your side. If you don't have the perfect genes or the right genes, or you come from good stock genetically, or you hit the genetic jackpot, and if you are not taking care of your bodies and you're not mismanaging your time and your money and your body. See, there's a story of a certain podcaster's mother right now. Just turned 51 not too long ago, right? As she was relaying her story when it comes down to her relationship with her mom, she said that her mom just turned 51 years old and she is strung out on drugs. She's strung out. She's strung out on drugs. And to make it so bad, right? She didn't get hooked on drugs until after she reached adulthood. When she was younger, she wasn't, she was always buck wild. She was buck wild and she was always doing dirt to people, but she didn't become an addict until she got to be an adult. Once upon a time, her mom was married. She's now divorced. And when she found out that her ex-husband moved on from her, guess what? She was in denial about it. He want me back. He want me back. He don't want her. He want me back. That's denial. And guess where he's getting married? He's getting married somewhere outside of the United States. I think he's going to either Jamaica or Cancun, Mexico to get married. That woman knows she screwed up. She knows she screwed up big time. I've held y'all long enough. I'm going to give y'all my final 2 cents and I'm out of here. But before I give you my 2 cents, let me pause and tell each and every one of y'all, thank you so much for listening to my soliloquy again. You do not have to make this podcast a part of your Sunday evening routine, but you do, and I am so grateful and very, very appreciative of you for it. On the YouTube side, if you are listening and you have not subscribed, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button to let you know whenever I come on the air. On the Facebook side, like the video, share the video as well. Tag your family, tag your friends, share this podcast with any and every group that you are in. And if you enjoy my content, please, ma'am, and please, sir, if you feel comfortable with using Cash App, feel free to do so. My Cash App ID is $hidden one truth. That's $hidden one truth. Any and all donations are greatly valued and are greatly appreciated. Now, let me say this and I'm out of here. The reality of the matter is this. The reason why Valentine's Day is meaningless is because you ladies have taught us to treat you indifferently. Men used to do anything and everything that he could for a woman. He didn't have to do it. He did it because he genuinely had feelings for you. He cared for you and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with you. But you took something holy and precious like marriage and you turned it into a business. You took the holy matrimony of marriage and you turned it into a come up. You turned it into a handout. When a man finally realized that you don't look at him as a human being, you only see him as a tool and as a resource. As much as it pained his heart, he knew and he realized that he himself had to change the rules of engagement concerning you. He knew for a fact that he had to change totally the total rules of engagement with dealing with you. You broke his heart. You hurt him deeply because he loved you deeply. And now that he's finally gotten over you, you see the error of your ways, but it's too late. You've turned that man into a cold-hearted, ruthless beast. That's why you have men that goes around sleeping with women, using them as he pleases. Because you created that Frankenstein. You created that monster. Because you did not value him. And for you dirty Macs, you betrayed your brother for a moment of pleasure, which led to a lifetime of regret and despair for you. Your 20+ year relationship gone for a moment of pleasure. And because of dirty Macs, because of women virtually prostituting themselves and commercializing their bodies, that is why Valentine's Day is completely meaningless, as well as it being pagan. And let's not get it twisted. The reality is, black women are not the only ones that's toxic as hell. You got white women that's just as toxic, if not more so. This is not just a problem within the confines of the black community. This is a universal issue. This is a universal problem. Because chicks are going to be exactly who the hell they're going to be. There's not a damn thing you can do to stop them or change them. And let me also say this to you females. Let me also address you females with children. Please understand that if that man, the biological father of your children, is nowhere around, whether he's a deadbeat or unfortunately, he's deceased. Please understand something. How fortunate you are for a man to even want to be dealing with you and your children. And please understand, for that man to be dealing with you and you having children, that is a great gamble for him. Because the reality of the matter is, you need that man a hell of a lot more than that man will ever leave you. That man don't need you for a damn thing. Now, I'm just speaking facts. That man don't need you for nothing. Because his attitude is, I'm doing just fine. I was doing just fine before I met you. That man has also survived so much pain and anguish in his life that it would kill other people. Whatever that man survived, it would kill others. And as much molestation and as many children being violated by these predators, you better be careful who you let around your children. And you soggy ass females that will much rather let complete strangers be around your children instead of having the biological fathers in the children's life, especially if that man wants to be in their children's life. Who the hell are you to be the moderator of the rules of engagement concerning your child's father or your children's father. Who the hell are you? Let that man be in your children's life, because you're keeping him away out of spite. Look in the damn mirror and see why the relationship didn't work out. It's your fault. Stop being such a childish bitch and grow the fuck up. For once in your miserable ass life, grow up. And you want to know why men don't want to be bothered with you. Look in the mirror. I apologize for my language, but just like every honorable man that is worth his salt is sick and tired of your bull, I've been sick and tired of yours also. And you soggy ass dudes, you dirty dick Rodneys, let me explain something to you also. I used to run with dirty dick Rodneys. Hell, I used to be one myself. And if you don't stop, it's going to lead to a dead end. Either it's going to lead you to having to pay thousands of dollars for alienation of affection, for you being involved with a married woman, or it's going to involve you being in a hospital bed because of a man being scorned, or worse, you could end up in the land of the coffin. Now, let me tell you guys something. Since I'm being transparent tonight, when I first lost my first wife, I lost my wife in 2013. I met a young woman at my old job in the South. She gave me attention. She gave me what I was yearning for. The problem was she was in a relationship already. And on top of that, she was bisexual. Yeah. I'm not trying to excuse or justify me being a dirty dick Rodney. I was acting out of hurt and grief and loneliness. You niggas do it because you're just low down and full of shit. And the difference between me and you is I got my act together. Some of y'all are still playing these dangerous games. You all are still playing Russian roulette with your lives and your health. I know it hurts to lose a wife. I know it hurts. I've been there. I know you're hurt. You guys are hurting. I know you are. I've been there. Losing your wife is one of the most painful experiences you will ever have. I get it. But I'm telling you from firsthand experience, and I got out unscathed. There's not a lot of men that can say they got out unscathed, but I got out of it unscathed. You know why? Because I repented. As much as it hurt, I repented. And I was able to finally get the necessary help that I needed, mentally and emotionally. And you need to do the very same things. You do. Because the longer you stay in that forbidden relationship, the longer it's going to hurt you in the long run. Now, am I saying that all women are like this? No. I'm gonna tell you this also, free of charge. Do you also know why Valentine's Day is meaningless? I've already given you all a few reasons, but the last reason as to why Valentine's Day is meaningless is because the very dregs of society, the very worst of us, has outbreeded those of us that are intelligent, that are smart, that are educated. We have been outbreeded by the dregs of society. That's why you got all these bipolar ass kids running around out here. That's why you got all these promiscuous females out here and these promiscuous dudes out here slinging thing. That's the reason why. Also, why Valentine's Day has become meaningless. The very worst of us in this society breeds with other dregs of society, and they have outbreeded those of us that are intelligent, honorable, decent, and respectful. We have been outbreeded by the dregs of society. Shout out to the angry man for pointing that out. That's why Valentine's Day has become absolutely meaningless. Here's another reason why. You so called students of the Bible and the Quran, you understand the principles, you understand the main ideas of these sacred books of literature, but you really don't find it to be of real uh any real value. There's no value to it. Period. There is absolutely no real value to any of it. Not in your eyes. And that's why things are so jacked up with you in your life. You got simple solutions, right? You got simple solutions to the most complex of problems right there in those books. But you would much rather continue on in your nonsense and in your BS and your chicanery. That's what happened. That's what happened. And when you don't find any value in these books of literature, that's going to be the end result. Period. Point blank. It's the truth. And when you have situations like that, guess what? Any hope for reconciliation is lost. It's the truth. It's the honest truth. And until, in all truth, And in all honesty, until you change your perspective, and you stop looking at the Bible and Quran as if it doesn't have any value, and you start looking at it as if, yeah, these are some of the answers to my questions that I've been looking for. And then the next time when the Most High send you a good man or a good woman, don't break their hearts. Guard their hearts. Treat their hearts with respect. Don't hurt the person that the Most High sent to be with you and to help you heal. And as far as you women that are still on this trip about still being competitive and in competition with your man, before long, that man is going to walk away from you. And you know what? If a man is a praying man and his relationship with the Almighty is strong, he's already praying about you to get out of his life. He's praying about you to get out of his life. He's prayed for you. He's prayed with you. He's talked to you. You ain't trying to hear him. He's given up on you. And chances are he's already given up on you, and he's already walked away from the relationship mentally and emotionally. But you're too stupid and you're too ignorant and you're too hard-headed and stubborn to even realize it. But guess whose fault that is? Guess whose fault that is? That's right. It's yours. I've given y'all my reasons why Valentine's Day is absolutely meaningless. I rest my case. I want to say once again to everybody that took the time out to listen, thank you for listening. Peace and blessings be upon you, and excuse my language again. I apologize for it. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, and tag your family and your friends, and share it in the rest of these groups. Until next time, I'm your man Yosef X, aka the Ronin Priest. Y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Shout out to the Angry Man. Shout out to Warren Rich and everybody else. Peace. I'm out.